Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to fit a waste ink tank, which is a little device like this, onto an Epson Stylus Photo 1500W printer. Now this is a brand new printer, and this is the old existing waste tank I had fitted to my Epson R1800 printer. As you can see, it's probably got different fitments there, but all I will have to do obviously is probably change this hose for a single hose, because this has a 2 hose fitment, and the one going into this printer, I take it, has a 1 hose fitment. As I said, this is a brand new printer. First of all, what you've got to do is to start stripping the unit down. So we're looking at the right side of the printer. That is the side by the ink cartridge canister there. And what you have to do first of all is to lower the front and push in. Just push it on this edge there, push in, and the front panel will pull out. So that's what you take that's your first stage. Take out that little front panel. You can see then there's 3 little clips there which hold this front edge on. Now we're going to shut the door up, shut the top down, and rotate the printer right way around and undo the 3 fixing screws at the back. Right, so as you can see, I've literally just spun the printer right the way around. There are 3 screws, one there, and one there. We're just going to remove them. Again, I've never done this job before, but this is a brand new printer, and because I don't want my ink pads inside getting all inked up, I'm going to be fitting the waste ink tank. Because what normally happens is that when these printers do their maintenance cycles, they disperse of some ink and just literally push it on a sponge which is inside the printer. Well, as you can see there, I've just loosened that panel. So I'm just going to rotate the printer around to this end again. So what you have to do then is to basically release these tabs just by lifting them over the pins. You've got to be careful when you do this. You don't want to break them, as I've just done there. And that allows you then to literally just ping that panel loose and then lift it up from the top and lift it out the way. Right, so what we've basically got here is the hose that comes from the head, which is this one here. That stays there, and you have to get or remove this hose here and then plug in our new hose. Right, okay. Now, when you buy obviously a bulk ink kit for this printer, you will get the associated hoses with it. Well, I'm just using the one that I took out of my R1800, and the hoses are slightly different. So what I've actually done, I actually stripped my R1800 down and I've nicked out some of this hose for it. So this comes from the internals of the R1800. Right, now bearing in mind this is a brand new printer, obviously you're going to want the warranty to it. So there's different ways to route these hoses, depending on if you bought a brand new one and you want to keep the warranty, or whether you bought a second-hand one and you're just installing it. Now initially you can install this by just bringing the cable, the pipe, just basically out of this panel here and just connecting it up. Let me just do that now. I'm just going to connect it up to the waste pipe initially. So there's our pipe, and I'm just going to use the end of one of these connectors that actually come with the R1800 printer, but as I say, you'll have an actual piece on the end of your hose if you buy one brand new. And I'm just going to push that onto there and put the clip back on, and then that can just disappear inside the printer. This will be the hose that goes to your actual container outside the printer. So if I wanted just to maintain the warranty of this printer for the moment, I would possibly just leave it like that, connect up the clamping system, and then connect up to my waste pipe there. And as you can see now, that would be sitting there, and I would put the rear panel back, and I'd also put the front panel back, but that would mean leaving the side panel off, because you don't want to put that on and actually crimp that cable there. That way you aren't touching the printer, you aren't damaging the printer in any way, but you have to leave the side panel off. The other option is to make sure that the hose is long enough if I just spin that around the back, and where you've actually removed this rear panel here, like that, you'd feed that pipe round and actually bring out of the grill hole there, and your cable, your pipe will exit the printer there, and then you can put everything back and also put the side panel back on. So that's option 2. Option 3 involves you basically drilling a small hole, possibly underneath here or underneath there somewhere, so that you can basically put the pipe out through the bottom of the printer and in turn connect it back up again. But drilling any hole in the printer will probably invalidate its warranty, so it's entirely up to you which method you choose. For this installation at the moment, I'm really not too bothered about putting the side back on at the moment, so all I'm going to do is leave it coming out of the side like that and connect it straight up to my external bolt tank in that manner. So that will be sitting there. So I'm just going to replace the 3 screws at the back there and re-clip on this panel at the front, and we'll be ready to go. So we just replaced that panel there at the front. What I've done, I've just put this panel on, but I've not fixed it. So at least it's still nice and free there, as you can see. I'm pulling the tube in and out. I've just not fixed the rear panel in its slot, so just so it looks a bit more aesthetic. That shuts up. That shuts down. As I said, the side panel is a little bit loose, but I'm not worried about that. If I just turn the printer around to the side, you can actually see there, everything's fine. It's just sitting under there, the hose is coming out underneath there, and we are now set up for our waste tank. What I'll do, I'll just show you the reason why you put one of these on as opposed to letting your printer get clogged up. Now what I've got outside is my stripped down R1800 printer, and it's basically, I'm going to show you the waste pads that actually sit inside the printer. So when you get the warning lights come up that flash to say that your printer is out of its serviceable life or whatever, because the waste pads are cluttered up and full, let me show you what I'm talking about. Right, this is my R1800 printer, which I haven't dismantled basically, I've just pulled it apart because I wanted the hoses which I got out of there for my waste tank for the new printer. And this is the bottom tray. Hold on, where are we? This is the bottom tray of the actual printer. So as you can see, that's that little mechanism which we disconnected in the new one. So when your printer heads do their cleaning cycles, it pumps all the ink down into these pads here. Now as you can probably see, these obviously are from when I first got the printer. So they started to discharge their ink into the pads. And then you can see that for most of this printer's life here, there's no ink that's been soaking into the pads with the maintenance cycles. That's because I fitted the bulk waste ink tank. Now as you can see there, all these pads are dry. But these are the things that you have to change and reset the software on your printer if you just have the ink going down into its normal internals of the printer. A right pain job to strip down. I couldn't be bothered to strip it down, as you can see. I just pulled it apart, but you're never going to do that and you'll end up throwing your printer away. So the way to go is to fit a waste ink tank like I've done there. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Please rate, comment or subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks very much. Goodbye.